Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Warrior Report here on HBC TV 25. I'm Justin Barrientos. Thank you for joining us. We're coming to you from the 111 Riverfront Building in downtown Winona, the Latch Development Center, and we are brought to you by Russell and Associates. And we'll start out this week by talking men's college basketball with head coach Todd Eisner. Thanks for joining us again.
Great to be here.
Let's talk about the games that you had this weekend, and we'll start with Minnesota State, and kind of an unfortunate one. It was a close game, 74-71. Your thoughts on how the game went?
Obviously got off to a great start. Felt really good about the way we played for the most part in the first half, and just had trouble sustaining. And really, we've kind of shown that over 3 NSIC games that we've been a great first half team and not such a good second half team. And that came to fruition, unfortunately, against Mankato, and they did a nice job. They've got a really good team. They've got a lot of weapons. I thought we did a really nice job on their 2 leading scorers, and then Moore and Kyrese Willingham were really good. And so we had to pick our poison a little bit, and we picked the wrong poisons, I guess, on a particular day. But I thought our guys played hard, competed, had a chance to get back in the game late, and had a shot to tie it, obviously, at the buzzer, but just didn't do enough in the second half on either end of the floor, really, to beat a really good team like Mankato.
I got to ask you, we talked about Connor Dillon last week, but Connor and Declan Dillon, I mean, the pair of those two, tell us a little bit about what they bring to the squad, because Connor has been the leading scorer a couple of times. Declan is kind of in the background a little bit, but still he plays a really good game. Tell us about this.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's fun to coach both of them. Our guys really, I think, get entertained by the two of them, because as brothers usually do, and then twin brothers usually do, I mean, they have some of the strangest arguments, whether it's in practice in particular, and sometimes in games, and once they get going, you can't really stop them until they get their point across to each other. But really competitive young men, come from a great family down in Peoria, and have been really important to what we're doing this year. Connor's obviously a little different player than Declan. Connor's an off-the-ball player that can really score it. He doesn't look like much at 6'1", 175 pounds, but he's really athletic and has a unique game. It doesn't probably look textbook smooth, but he knows how to get open. He knows how to score. Obviously is putting up 20 points a game for us. And then, I'm not sure as the season unfolded, we necessarily thought Declan was going to be playing 30 minutes a game, but another guy who's just tough as nails, really competes. He's done a great job for us defensively for the most part, and has got us into what we need to do offensively. Can really drive the ball into the paint. He hasn't scored it as well as we thought near the rim, but has done a really nice job for his first year of really playing college ball.
All right, and then you're able to get Luke Martins back, who's our guest today. Tell us a little bit about what it means to get him back into the lineup.
Yeah, we rested him, really. I mean, he could have played against Viterbo, and we just thought with kind of the core injury that he's been dealing with, it would be great to hopefully get through the Viterbo game without needing him. I mean, Luke's the type of guy you need on your team. He's the guy you need on the court. Great toughness level, has a great understanding of what we do. I call him the Rain Man a little bit. He remembers every scouting report that he's ever been a part of here. He knows what the other team's doing probably as well, if not better than what we know as coaches. So he's got a great IQ for the game of basketball, and he's just been a worker. I mean, he stayed here all summer, and so if he wasn't serving tables out at Signatures, he was in the gym working on his game, and those are the type of people you need to have a successful program, and we've just been really fortunate that he decided to come back and use his COVID year in the 5th year and get a second degree at Winona State and be a big part of what we're doing.
All right, so then let's go to the weekend in Concordia, and that one, another close one, but this one goes in your favor. Yeah,
I mean, same thing. We played really well offensively the first half, as well as we've played. Did a nice job, on our shot selection, and one of the things we really focused on after the Mankato game is, our shooting percentage has not been very good overall, and we really feel like we're not doing a great job of understanding what a great shot is, or even what a good shot is sometimes, and so we focused on that and did a great job of it in the first half up at Concordia St. Paul. Had a 9-point lead at the half, and very similar to last year, we just let them kind of chip away, and I think to our guys' resolve, they never got the lead, if I'm not mistaken. I think they tied it twice and put ourselves in a position where we had to make a couple big stops in the last minute of the game, which we were able to do. And we did a nice job defensively because we were pretty anemic offensively in the second half. We were 6 of 24 from the floor, which is not something you want to brag about in any way, shape, or form, but made enough stops defensively to secure a really good road win, because any road win in the NSIC is a good win.
Yeah, and that leads us into this weekend then, Southwest and Sioux Falls. Tell us a little bit about what you know about those teams.
Southwest, I told our guys yesterday that the good thing is Coach Fletcher up at Concordia St. Paul played at Southwest for Coach Bigler, or when Coach Bigler was on staff, and so they're similar in styles. So our prep is going to be similar to what we saw getting into Saturday's game. I got a big guy inside Phipps, 6'10", 255. That takes up a lot of space. He's a really good rebounder. Omot, who played really well as a redshirt freshman here last year, was 5 of 5 from the 3 in the game that they beat us here. Is their leading scorer, 6'3", 6'4", really long. Has added some driving ability this year, where last year he was kind of a catch and shoot guy. And then they've got some freshmen that have been really good contributors, whether they're redshirt freshmen or true freshmen. So we'll have to be ready to go. They're 4-3. We got swept by them last year, so I mean we've got to get ready to play well. We need to play 40 minutes of basketball together. I think defensively we've been pretty solid for 40 minutes overall. Offensively we haven't put 40 minutes together yet, and so we need to do that starting this weekend. Saturday we got Sioux Falls.
Yep.
They want every game to be a football game. I mean, they are going to try to beat you up. Grindy looks like a football player out there. Jack Thompson is a little guy, plays like a football player, and is really good near the rim and has a good toughness level. And then they got Matt Cartwright, who is shooting 50% from the 3, 34 of 68 on the year. Got another year of eligibility back, which unfortunately for us, we were hoping he wouldn't. Can score it at any time from any angle, gets his shot off quickly. So we're going to have to be ready to go. They've played really well so far this year.
All right, sounds like it's going to be a pair of really good games this weekend.
We hope so. We hope it comes out in a little different favor for the Warriors as opposed to the first 2 at home.
All right, well, appreciate the time and good luck this weekend.
All right, Justin, thanks.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Warrior Report. When we come back, Luke Martins will join us right after this.
The Command IQ app helps me manage the Wi-Fi in every room of the house however I want. Like this room, where my wife talks to her friends in her book club every week. She's my best friend.
Time out. Have you seen the abs on the latest Bachelor? My husband used to have abs, but now he just has flabs. I don't know. Now, he says he works out, but I think...
It's not a book club meeting, it's a make fun of me meeting. Well, what happens in book club doesn't always stay in book club. So?
Oh. Darla? Honey, my Wi-Fi is down. That never happens.
Well, that's strange. Well, we'll see if we can get someone to come fix it next month.
Okay, but what am I supposed to do about book club?
I don't know. Maybe read a book? Command IQ, you're my new best friend.
Let's dive in, guys.
Morning's OG, spitting mad truth and sick kicks. It's Skip Drip Bayless.
I am a living legend.
He came to play Mr. Game Day, Shannon Shay Sharp.
Get off my property.
Toe-to-toe in a sports debate game. In a showdown for the GOATKO.
Ready for battle.
To see who's the greatest debater of all time.
Judgment Day is coming.
Always right, never wrong, undisputed.
And welcome back to the Warrior Report, coming to you from the 111 Riverfront Building and brought to you by Russell and Associates. Time now to talk to one of the Warrior players. We'll talk to Luke Martins. Thanks. It's been a couple of years since we've had a chance to talk to you, but you're playing a bigger part of this Warrior team now as a senior. And Coach Eisner just said a lot of great things about you, including the scouting report part. How do you react to that, and what's your secret to being able to learn all that and remember all that?
I honestly just enjoy basketball. That's kind of why I've always had my nose in the scouting report, knowing players. And then, being here for my 5th year, I just remember stuff, and whether they remember it, they'll remember some things, I'll remember some things, and so I just try to help out as much as I can.
Obviously, one of the things that you can't teach is just toughness and tenacity and nose for the ball, and that's basically what we've seen over the past few years. Tell us a little bit about your style and what you see on the court.
My style is fill wherever I'm needed. Last game it was rebounding, game before a little bit of scoring. I just try to fill out where I'm needed to be on the court and do the best job that I can. So.
All right. One of the things that we were talking about was the fact that you got rested during the Viterbo game because of a core injury. Can you tell us what that is and how that affects your style of play and how you kind of overcome that?
We weren't sure what the injury was for sure, but just kind of resting me. I was there if needed, and obviously it kind of killed me not to play. That's the type of player I am, and so, but resting me was kind of a good option, and now I'm feeling 100% basically. So,
what's it like for a player like you to have to sit on the bench and know you're not going to get in the game and have to watch the rest of your teammates?
I treated myself as kind of like a 4th coach-ish, and I tried to tell them and yell out plays and talk on the bench as much as I could and just kind of support the team as much as I could. So.
All right, you guys are coming off a win against Concordia heading into this weekend. You heard Coach talk about the tough competition that's ahead. With the way that you prepare, how are you preparing this week for these two teams?
Kind of focusing in on defense mainly. That's our main goal. If team scores 0, hopefully we can score 1 and win the game, but that's never going to happen. And Coach brought up our offense. We need to be more productive offensively and get our numbers up, but that's kind of what we need to focus on right now to win those 2 games in a tough league.
What's it been like to play back at the court this year? Because the McCowan Maniacs kind of are coming back. It's been loud and it's been raucous. What's it been like to play in front of those fans?
It's been wonderful. A lot of the football guys were there supporting us, and I thanked all of them. The atmosphere against Mankato was just, livid, and it was amazing to see and play under, and made us play a little bit better too, and it helps out a lot playing a game.
We got to ask you about the dunk that you had against Minnesota State Mankato. I know it ended up in a loss, but that was something that really energized the fans. Tell us about that play.
It's happened twice now. Connor Dillon draws a lot of attention, and I cut off of him. He has 2 guys on him and just leaves me open, and so I thank Connor Dillon for both my dunks this year. And I actually just saw a picture of my dunk, and I loved seeing the crowd in the background, all the football players and all the fans there, football, baseball even, and so I just enjoyed watching that.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for joining us here, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Warrior Report, and when we come back, we'll talk women's basketball with head coach Ana Wurtz right after this.
I'm a pretty calm, cool, and collective guy, but... Sorry, what's your name? Yeah, Evan. Hi, Evan. Yeah, we have no internet. Nothing. I don't know. It just stopped working.
The internet is down.
I know, I'm on the phone with them. No, that was my wife.
I can't get online again.
Yeah, I'm talking to Evan. No, my daughter, my wife. Okay, can you guys not talk? Sorry. Yes, we have the white boxes. I see one. They got horns on them.
The one with the horns.
Yes, I see one. We have 11 of those.
I was on the phone and I got disconnected.
Okay, it's not about you. We switched our broadband service provider. Devin put in 11, Evan. How are we supposed to know which one's 7 and which
I thought it was Devin.
Who's Devin? I got no service.
Honey, you're blocking.
You can't stand there. You're blocking it. Don't block it. And the best part, I never have to speak to Evan or Devin ever again.
I think this one's 11.
11? We're not looking for 11. No, are we looking for 7, Evan, or 11? We have 2 next to each other. That's bad. 2 white boxes. Evan?
The Fox Sports app changes the game for fans. Want the latest stats and scores? You're just a click away.
Oh, my goodness.
Want to follow your favorite team or players? You can do that too. And of course, you can watch your favorite sports live while also following the conversation on social. It's all at your fingertips, and you can access it all with a subscription to a pay TV service. Download the Fox Sports app.
Student success begins at home. It starts early with family support and providing the tools for learning. Strong internet and Wi-Fi from HBC is one of those tools. Fast, reliable speeds connect a world of information and inspiration directly to your student's computer or device. Prepare your home for student success. Call or visit HBC online to upgrade your internet speeds and Wi-Fi network today.
And welcome back to the Warrior Report here on HBC TV 25. We are brought to you by Russell & Associates, and we're coming to you from the 111 Riverfront Building, the Latch Development Center in downtown Winona. Time now to talk women's basketball with head coach Ana Wurtz, and let's go right into it. The Minnesota State game, first off, an 88-69 loss. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that.
I mean, the score doesn't really show exactly how that game felt. I feel like, they was within 4 at one point near the end there. It just got away from us. We couldn't quite get over the top. But honestly, I felt comfortable, which is one of the first times in a long time against a Mankato team. I felt like we were in control of the game. Just needed to knock down a few shots and prevent them from a couple extras, but we were right there competitively, rebounding, physicality. I felt like we matched up pretty good. Just didn't go our way in the end.
All right. So what are some things maybe from that game that you wanted to work on this week and try to avoid from the games that are going to be coming up this weekend?
Oh man, there wasn't a ton in that game. Like I said, the Mankato game doesn't have a lot of carryover to other situations. It usually is that physicality. That's usually the thing that you see, or obviously taking care of the ball and handling pressure. Mm-hmm. But you won't see that again. The physicality, but I felt like we matched up pretty well in that category. That's been past years where following a Mankato game, we've worked on, we got to handle the rebounding battle a lot better than we did, or that piece, but I felt like we really did okay on that. So not a ton of carryover to work on. We got focused back on Concordia. There's plenty there if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll move on to that one. That was a head scratcher. I know I saw the final score on that one, and I thought that doesn't sound like the Winona State team that I know, and obviously I think you probably have the same reaction to that.
That's exactly how we all felt. I think we were really glad to get back at it. We practiced late last night because it's finals week and our schedules are a little off, but we were all glad to just get back at it. That was not the brand of basketball that I know that we can play. We worked on a lot of things. Transition would be one. We got to get our transition game going again. Something that I take responsibility for because I've neglected practicing that consistently, and then we honestly forgot we had one.
Okay. Now I imagine a lot of fans probably didn't see that game. I know I didn't see it myself, but Concordia was held to a low scoring total too. So
yeah,
what was kind of the mood of that game? What happened during it?
That's just it. I mean, if we could put points on the board, we can compete with them. Defensively, we handled them just fine. We just struggled on the offensive end. Our spacing was not great, and when your spacing's not good, the pace of your offense really stalls. It just wasn't very pretty basketball.
All right. Now, you were saying last week that you kind of needed some games kind of like this to work on and build on. Unfortunately, you got them. So what does practice look like this week, and what are some things that you worked on?
I remember talking about that last week, and I said not in losses. I was still hoping we could learn it in victories, sure. But unfortunately, this is the case. We're dealing with it. But what was the next question?
So what are some of the things that you do in practice this week?
Yeah, it's like I said, we get back to our transition, trying to get in the open floor. We've got a lot of players that can make plays in the open floor, and we have yet to really show that. So we worked a lot on that. Just offensively, obviously, in that game, that's what struggled the most. It's not where we will definitely focus on defense. The teams that we play this week are, very guard heavy, so there's some things specific that we have to work on for them. But I think after that Concordia game, it really just showed that we need to focus on our offensive side of the ball a little bit. Maybe I get too much focused on defense at times that neglected a couple pieces that were pretty important to what we do.
Now, you said that you have a couple days separation between what happened this weekend and now. So, I mean, how long does it take you, now that you're the head coach, to kind of flush that and to forget about what happened in the past?
When I can see the problem and I know that there's a way to fix it, and thankfully there was an obvious one on this one, just pulling up the film. I think some coaches aren't going to watch film on the way home, but I'm what happened, what went wrong, and is this fixable? Like sometimes it's, are we tough enough? Can we compete? Do we have the talent? Like, are those things there? And sometimes you watch a film and you're like, oh man, I don't know. This one was very easy. Yes, we can compete. We will be fine. We know the answers, and we just gotta clean that up.
All right, coming up in the next segment, we'll have Alex Dornfeld joining us. Yeah. What does she bring to this team this season, kind of more in a more increased role?
Yeah, just a very composed player. She's nothing up and down, she's always right here. But obviously what she's doing really well right now, rebounding, attacking the rim, finishing. She's a great presence for us inside game. She's going double-double almost every single night. It'd be nice if we get a little bit help for her on the boards. I feel like she's getting almost every one. We need a few more people to join that party. But what an awesome year she's having. It's exciting. She's put in so much work in the off season and in the past years, and finally got her opportunity, and she's just running away with it.
All right, you kind of talked a little bit about it, but last question here. Sioux Falls and Southwest are this weekend. What are the Warrior fans going to see from your team this weekend?
Yeah, I hope you see a little bit of open floor transition, and I would say you're going to see it's an interesting matchup because there's a lot of guards. Southwest in particular doesn't play a post player, so it'll be interesting. But I think thankfully we have post players that are mobile and can move, so it's not that we aren't able to play ours. Mm-hmm. You look at some of the matchups they've put up a lot of points, and it's often against teams that have post players that can't go out there and guard the three, and I think ours are capable of doing that. So, you'll see probably interesting lineups, honestly. I think more than anything, because I think we could probably go a little smaller than we typically do, but it's also nice to play a couple posts too, because then you can take advantage of them on the other end of the floor, because we do have an advantage there.
So is this going to be another weekend where we see a lot of rotation, a lot of different players on the floor then?
I think you could see some unique lineups that you haven't seen yet, yes. I don't know. We will see. We're going to use this week to kind of figure out who can match up with their style of play the best.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for the time this week, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Warrior Report. When we come back, we'll talk with Alex Dornfeld right after this.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
You know, John, this year the FIFA World Cup has moved right into the middle of the crazy holiday season.
With the Fox Sports app, you can watch the whole tournament from wherever you are.
Every match at 8, 11, and 2.
No, the Fox Sports app has every game streaming live and way more. Download the Fox Sports app, stream every match on Fox and FS1 with your paid TV subscription. It's my gift to you, Stu.
Well, that's your gift. I got one for you.
Is it a soccer ball?
How'd you know?
Food, shelter, fast internet. It's all we really need. Good thing HBC has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home, all at once. With speeds like these, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. You want it. You need it. Get it. Call or click hbci.com and upgrade your internet today.
And welcome back to the Warrior Report here on HBC TV 25. We're brought to you by Russell & Associates, coming to you from the 111 Riverfront Building in downtown Winona. Time now to talk to Alex Dornfeld. And Alex, thanks for joining us today. First time that we've seen you, so let's kind of talk about your journey to Winona State. How did you decide to come here to Winona State?
A big thing about Winona State that I liked was, first, the coaches. I could tell that they really cared about like me as a person. And I also really liked just like the town feel. And I'm from like a super small town, I would say, so I liked how the campus, it was all like it's all in like one little area, and there's like no roads going through it. So I like that a lot. The like small town feel, but also like there's enough people where you can like get out and get to know like a good amount of people, and just really feels like home here. So that was a big thing for me. Okay,
and what about this team and kind of the family feeling of this team? Because as we talked to Coach Wurtz before, you guys look like such a unit out there on the floor, and you know where everybody is going to be. What's it like playing on this team this year?
Yeah, for sure. I would say that's another huge reason why I chose to come here too, is the team atmosphere. Like, we put a big emphasis on like being together as a team on and off the court too. Like, we love hanging out together. Like, when we're not forced to. Like, we go on trips together out of season. Like, even when we're not forced to hang out, we're hanging out just because we like each other so much. So you can definitely tell that shows on the court too.
All right, let's talk about your role on this team, because you've seen a lot of minutes and a lot of games at your time here at Winona State. Seems like kind of an increased role this year because of the graduating players from last year. How do you feel your role has changed?
Yeah, well, I've learned a lot from the players that I've played behind in the past, and I think that's the biggest thing. I've learned what I want to be like with them, and what things I would like to like change, like about how I play because of them. And I think that's a thing I can be really thankful for is what I've learned from my past, and I'm very excited for my new role as a player here.
All right, Coach Wurtz was talking about how you've been kind of the main person to get the rebounds in the game, and we look in the first half of some games, and it's like 7-8 rebounds already in the first half. Tell us a little bit about that part of the game and what you enjoy about that.
I think honestly rebounding has almost come like natural to me. I've had coaches in my past that if I'm like having like an off game or something, they'll tell me like you have like 3 rebounds right now, like just go get some rebounds and the rest of your game will come. And that's kind of stuck with me. I think that if I just kind of focus on rebounding, the rest of my game just kind of like flows with. So.
All right, what are you looking for this weekend against Sioux Falls and Southwest, especially with the losses that you had this past weekend?
Yeah, I think in our conference, it's every weekend is just so competitive, which it makes it fun. But I think that this coming weekend we need to show like who we are, who we can be, and I think we're all really excited to finally show that in our conference, because we won a good amount of non-conference games, but now I think it's time to show the conference what we're really about.
All right, and for you personally, have you set any kind of personal goals for this season, or is it all kind of team oriented?
I wouldn't really say I have any personal goals. I think that as a team, like we want to make a run for conference, and I think we can too. We have the talent, and we have the brains behind our operation too. So I think we have a good chance.
All right, maybe tell us a little bit about Coach Wurtz and what it's like to play for her, and then Hannah McGlone, two players who know the system very well because they played in it, and now they're kind of teaching it to you.
Yeah, I think that we're very, very lucky to have who we do behind our operation. I've always thought that our game plans are very, very well thought out, and we should have absolutely no doubt going into any game because of who they are and what they know about us and about like our teams in our conference, because they've been here for so long.
All right, well, thank you for joining us here today, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for joining us here on the Warrior Report. We'll see you next week here on HBC TV 25.